What's up everybody, it's John with San Diego Seed Company. I'm back from the dead, survived COVID. I'm here to help Jeff and Bridget back with videos again. And today we're talking about, can you guess it? Can you guess it? Loofah! This is one of my favorite crops. I love loofah. We're gonna talk about the basics, just kind of what you need to know about loofah, when to grow it, and then also get into planting, get into maintenance, and then the best part, how to use this thing. What are we doing with this other than just rainmaker noises? So let's get into it. Alrighty, getting through the loofahs here. First off, we are in November. This is, it's a warm season crop. We are a little behind this year on our loofah, but it is doing just fine. So that's probably one of the most important things to know right off the bat, is this is a warm season crop, and beyond that it's actually a tropical crop. So it's not just like tomato, it really wants to be warm like peppers. You want to wait until your soil temp is at least 60, really 70 degrees outside, and that's going to really help with your germination rate a lot. And the reason I say outside is because these are really finicky. When you transplant them, they go into shock. That's just a loofah thing, and they might look stunted for even a couple weeks. So we really like to wait until we can direct sow them outside. We've transplanted starting seeds as early February, but this year we actually waited until about May. So that's why you see all of these loofahs, some ready to go, some still very green. That's the really cool thing about loofahs, is they'll give you way more than you can use, way more than you can give away. And so before I get too much more excited about loofah, let me give you a few more basic things to know to get them in the ground so you can get your seeds this winter and start prepping for February, March to get them going. So I talked about let me start over. Alright, so I talked about starting your seeds outside. Usually you're going to see your seedlings pop up anywhere from about 3 to 10 days. So you really want to baby them, make sure they're getting plenty of moisture. Irrigation's always the best way to go, but really making sure that any pests are staying off. You can use things like DE to surround your plant, keep it protected. Ideally, you want to space them at least a foot apart. Here, we actually do about 1 per panel. So this is right here, you're looking at all this. This is only 3, maybe 4 plants that you're looking at. And they love to grow, they want to go up, they want to vine, give you lots of shade. And because of that, you don't really need a succession plant. You can just do 1 round, they'll go for 6, 7, 8 months, and then take them out. So you want your soil to be nice and nutrient rich. We work in compost before we put them in. Also, if you need to, fertilize after that first true set of leaves pops up. Other than that, it's tropical, so it likes water. So keep the soil moist, keep it happy. Don't let it dry out all summer long. Here in San Diego, that's a little bit harder. Of course, we're using irrigation, but if you live in a wetter place, you'll be set. Just make sure that it is getting all the drinks that it needs, and the plant will tell you. It'll dry out, the ends of it will look a little sad. It gets really droopy on those hot days. It bounces right back, but make sure that it does bounce right back and doesn't stay droopy. And then really the last thing you really need to know about growing is, I already mentioned this, it loves to climb. We use cattle panel trellises. It wants to go up, spread all over. So just keep that in mind. It can take up a lot of space. You can prune it back, of course, giving it those terminal cuts, but we really like to let it just sprawl, do its thing, and give us some shade here in the summer. We love walking through our loofah tunnel. It's like Ninja Warrior or something, getting through here, trying not to get knocked out. They're really heavy when they're green like this, but it's a lot of fun and we love it. This is gonna take at least 120, maybe even 150 days. So it's gonna be in your growing space for a pretty long time, and then you can see you're gonna have your loofahs ready over a period of time. This guy is at least a couple weeks out. He's massive, over a couple feet long, and then these are ready to come off right now. Could have even pulled them already. So let's talk about harvesting and using loofahs next. So the fun stuff, what do you do with loofah? Look at that, there's a little tiny guy coming in. That's gonna open up, give us a pretty yellow flower. But when they're about this size, you can eat them. I don't know how to eat them. I've tried. Ants love to crawl over them, be pollinators. When they're about this size, you can. If you know a good recipe, let me know. I tried to just stir them up in a pan, saute it, and wasn't my cup of tea. But what we really like to grow them for, we got another one. This loofah is still producing fruit. We got to yank this stuff off. Oh my gosh. Here's another one. There's that flower all dried up. So we've got another one here. A lot actually need to get snipped off. And so what I'm going to do is knock off that end and look at what's inside. That rainmaker noise. Seeds. You're never gonna have to buy loofah seeds again in your life. That's just one. And there's still a bunch more in there. I can hear them. So what do? Give it a quick peel. And it won't be quick because this guy is crispy. Alrighty, you get the idea. This guy's just about all nice and clean. And you can harvest it a little bit earlier than this. Look how brown that was, really dried out. This has no moisture to it whatsoever. But you can also harvest at about this stage. Some brown, got a lot of yellow going on, and if you could feel this, you would instantly know the difference, but you can just kind of hopefully see and get an idea of how much wetter this is. It does peel a lot more easily, if you find a seam especially. Woohoo!
Looks like a banana.
It does. So peels a lot more easily, but this guy is squishy. It's all a little slimy. So it's a personal preference. This thing is still huge. It's still ready to go. It needs to dry out a little bit, and that's okay. Whereas the other one here, ready to go, dry as a bone. This guy needs some time to dry. Because we are in November and this is still growing so much, these are just, if I learned how to cut in first grade, I could have done that better. This is not gonna have enough time to mature, so I'm getting it off the vine because it's just sucking up power, sucking up energy that we wanna go into ripening off the end of these. And also, I'm gonna give this vine a terminal cut. We don't want it growing anymore, because look, it's still trying to grow loofah. This thing just will not stop. We got another one there. There's a bunch of female flowers right there. They always come in little bunches of 4, 5, 6 flowers. Pretty hard to see probably. But we want to tell this plant, stop growing. You're out of control. Look at that. It's still giving off flowers. Ants are all over it. They love to pollinate. But we really want the plant to focus its energy on these guys. Finishing this off, finishing off the season, so we can yank this plant out, get to use these, and use this space for something else. So let's talk about using them. Pretend, use your imagination, there's some water in here. We like to give it a quick soak, rinse it out, get those seeds out, and you can, if your loofahs, these actually look pretty beautiful, if I don't say so myself. But sometimes there's some staining. If it's been wet, you'll kind of get a little bit of moldy spots. Just cut them out, they're fine. But you can add a little bit of bleach into this water, rinse it, totally sanitize everything, and then that way, when you rub it all over your body in the shower, you're just clean as a whistle. This is an optional step, you don't need to do it, but then you are good to go. Pro tip, this is one of the best things we've learned with loofahs. This, it's a lot to handle in the shower. This is huge. Take a bread knife with those serrated blades, cut this into 2, maybe even 3 sections. Then it's a lot more manageable to use in the shower. You can make little soap molds with it, use it in the kitchen, in the sink, scrubbing dishes, wherever you use it. It's gonna be great. It's an all natural sponge that you grew yourself, and we are gonna be so proud of you. So get out there, get your seeds ready, because come February, March, it's time to get loofah going.